This time last year, I made a series of videos with my top three crypto picks that were going to be good for the year. My number one on that list was Link. My hair is looking weird. I just put some stuff in there. Anyway, what I'm saying is Link was the number one on that list. And today I was looking, I was like, I wonder what the best performing one that I had in my entire portfolio. And guess what it was? Link, with an 1100% increase over the past 12 months. Now that beats out Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of the other ones pretty much. The only one, Dogecoin, really skyrocketing, but nobody could really predict that anyway, because that was pushed a lot by Elon Musk and stuff like that. But anyway, so this is why like these picks, like when I say, I don't often give advice and say this is what I'm investing in, but if I do, it's because I'm fairly certain. So I wanted to claim and remind people, because people say, hey, thank you for the call on BNB, Ethereum, this and this. And I'm like, yeah, well, more recently, I made some really strong calls, Link, for example, and nobody has really brought those up. I think not as many people saw those videos. I think as I've decreased the amount of videos I make, because I got other things going on, so I'm nowhere near as popular as I used to be back like in 2017, 2018. But anyway, it is what it is. I try to make a video now and again because I still enjoy it. So other than that, tech today is up. Actually, there's a DoorDash is up like 23% today, which is good because I have a good stake in that. But it's still not recovered to IPO prices. However, it has been a really difficult week. Mainly due tech has just been taking a beating. Crypto's been taking a beating, and that's kind of been a theme so far this year. And it just reminds me how important it is, to hold fast and, not be emotional with your trading. Anybody is a genius in a bull market, because when everything's going up, you pick anything, it's going to do well. But it's counterintuitive to think that the real money, or like just as much money, and it's just as important when things go down. What you do then is really what separates the good traders from the bad ones, or the people who make money over a long period of time versus the ones that go up and down and trade on the red and buy on the green, versus doing the opposite, meaning buy red, sell green. So in this time, I am purchasing more. I'm buying more crypto. I'm buying more in tech. Why am I doing this? Well, everybody has to make their own decisions about this kind of stuff, because you got to look at the price point for crypto, the price point for Shopify, Square, whatever stock that you're talking about, Etsy, and say, listen, this is what it's worth now. Do you think that the company is making any less or more money than it was a year ago? Do you think the company intrinsically is worth less money than it was a year ago? So you have to justify in your mind which price point closer reflects something that's sustainable, the price that it was last year or the price that is this year. For my feeling, right now, it's a discounted price. And people say that a lot in crypto and different things. They're like, it's cheap, it's on sale. And you can say it's on sale, but do you really feel it's on sale? You have to make that decision based on a lot of different factors that you kind of get in touch with when you follow the market. Because in the end, no matter how much you want to look at earnings reports, a lot of this comes down to sentiment, how people feel about it. That's why I ended up unloading my Peloton. I think I talked about it in the previous video. It's just a lot of things amounting, and I don't think the sentiment is going to be strong enough to carry this company in the future. It's already overvalued. This is very tricky, and I'm constantly contradicting what I say, because I want to bring up Tesla, which I have not really been a big supporter of. I always felt Elon Musk's reputation and just people, how enamored they were with him and this company, just made me feel like Tesla was overvalued. The idea that the market cap for Tesla alone is more than every other car manufacturer combined just always made me feel uneasy. But I've been proven wrong this whole year with Tesla and a lot of other companies, because Tesla went up like 600%. So even though I tripled my portfolio over the past year, Tesla could have made even more money. But you win some, you lose some. So people say this is a bubble. Oh, I almost fell. Ragazzi. So they say it's a bubble, right? It's Bitcoin cryptocurrency is a bubble. Maybe Tesla's a bubble. There's a tech bubble. Used to be the financial, the real estate bubble, all these bubbles. Is it a bubble? What does a bubble mean, really? I mean, technically everything in of itself is a bubble. The internet was a bubble, but the internet is still around now. So it's all about market corrections. and things that at one point or another are growing too quickly for their own good. But eventually, if it is a good technology and there's adaptation, whatever you want to call it, it's going to go back and maybe surpass those highs. It reminds me of something a friend of mine who was a retired hedge fund manager, Marco, used to say all the time. We met, I had a consulting company and I was renting an office right next to his. And, he kept to himself. He just rented to stay out of the house sometimes and do some little trading on the side. But we found out, he's from Italy, and so we started talking, became friends. Anyway, he used to say stuff like, I would ask, hey, well, what do you think about this project? Do you think it's a scam? He would always say, everything is a scam. I don't know, I thought that's funny, It's like, everything is a scam. But what does that mean? It means everything is a scam. It's some varying degree of a scam. What's the definition of a scam? You get something and you feel like it's not worth it. You feel like you were screwed over. So that's a scam. And people throw that word around constantly. I used to think, well, you know what? A scam is where somebody takes your money and they don't give you anything. They screw you over. Like it's a complete scam. I still use the word. What I mean is like una truffa. Insomma, questi ti pigliano I soldi, danno un cazzo. They do nothing. They take and that's it. But now it's become something that just, it goes over everything. You just don't feel like you got your money's worth. Hai capito? This phone is made for $25 in China. You pay $500 for this phone. Is it a scam? Are you happy with it? If you're happy with it, it's not a scam. So everything is a scam. And in that way, everything is some varying degree of a bubble. What makes the difference between something being a bubble or not is whether it's sustainable, and more than anything, that it continues to go up for extended period of time. So Bitcoin in and of itself, due to its decade plus long history, it's very hard to pinpoint and to say this is a bubble. And you can use, even if everything is a bubble or some things are a bubble, we're about making money. Hai capito? So just because something is a bubble doesn't mean it's going to burst tomorrow, and doesn't mean if it bursts that it's not going to recover. So pay no mind to those people. Hai capito? Because everything is a scam to some degree and to somebody. No matter how good something is, somebody's going to say a scam, somebody's going to be unhappy. So those are my thoughts on this, and I'm going to delve into the Wolf coin, Dogecoin, Wolf Cola, Dogecoin, and I'm going to go a little bit of the history about the guy, who founded it. I don't know if I said it, but he ended up not making any money. He sold all of his Dodge at one point to buy a used car. It's not really been involved since. But anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and we're just going to go back to some calls, tell you a little bit what I'm doing. I'm hoping some of you guys are also involved in traditional stocks, because that's, I've bridged. Once I went over a certain amount of crypto, I started pulling some of that out and putting it in traditional investments. So I would love to talk about that as well. So whether it's Robinhood and all this stuff, we can talk about Wall Street bets, all this different stuff. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, buy red and sell green.